I'm going to play for you two different pieces of sound. Both are extremely kind to Aaron Rodgers. The first is Davante Adams. Davante, of course, left Green Bay, wanted to be traded, sent to the Las Vegas Raiders, signed as a free agent with the Las Vegas Raiders, and reportedly was offered more money to stay in Green Bay than he ultimately signed with and stay with the Raiders. So the question become, well, why leave? It must have been Aaron Rodgers was watching the Raiders play on, Sunday Night Football in the preseason, and Chris Collinsworth said, and when Collinsworth says, it doesn't say, quotes Davante directly, it does feel like he's quoting Davante directly, right? He basically said, look, it was about, he didn't know how long Aaron's going to stay, and there's not Aaron Rodgers, what's the point of being in Green Bay? But was there more to it? Did he not like or respect playing with Aaron Rodgers? Here's Davante Adams on the Pivot podcast.
You said, I'm going from one Hall of Famer to another. But what was that experience like being with somebody as talented, obviously a future first ballot Hall of Famer in Aaron Rodgers?
It was amazing, man. I mean, I don't discount anything, that Aaron was able to do for me because he's the best quarterback, in my opinion, to play this game. What he did for me was not just about the type of balls or whatever that he threw, great back shoulder, whatever. He had the Michael Jordan effect. He gonna make you play better. He gonna bring out your best just by being on the field. It's like he was a great leader, but it was more so just about, you would always notice in OTAs, every now and then a guy that's in his, 15th year at that point or whatever, they get days off in OTAs, so it'd be times where he wasn't practicing, and you would just notice people start to, not fall off, not practicing hard, but it wasn't the same as when Aaron is out there.
Here's Sammy Watkins, who obviously has played a couple places, Buffalo, and then to Kansas City, and then to Baltimore. Now he is in Green Bay. He had this exchange in an interview with Packers.com.
Early in camp, Randall Cobb asked you in front of your locker, said Mahomes or Rodgers. You said, I think Pat is incredibly good, but A-Rod is on a whole nother level.
He's amazing, how he controls the ball, how he put everybody in place. I've been with a lot of quarterbacks, and I've never seen them carry themselves like Aaron Rodgers.
All right, so what do we make of it, Jay Stu? What do you think?
I think that we have two coinciding stories today with a heap of praise for a quarterback that I think you agree with me is the most talented quarterback in the NFL. You know what? For whatever reason, I get the feeling, and I know he's under contract for the next 2 years, and he's got an option for third, I want to say. I get the feeling like this is like Aaron's last go-around or something because he's doing interviews, and then we feature stories like this. It's almost like we're kind of saying goodbye to a guy, which is kind of strange. I know he's under contract for a lot of money, but those are my takeaways from these two bits of sound.
Ramos, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think they're giving him a lot of love, and they definitely enjoyed their time with him, and they just want to let people know that that this guy is an above exceptional quarterback that they played for.
Isaac Lowenkron, what's your takeaway from the sound praising Aaron Rodgers?
Well, as usual, I come at it from a little bit of a different angle. Number one, both of their experiences with him were before he got that creepy, weird tattoo on his forearm with all the bells and whistles. And the other thing, can we just have one of these interviews done by these team social media sites without the hip-hop elevator music in the background? I mean, we'll pay attention to the interview. The weird music, I don't need it.
That get off my lawn comment by Isaac Lowenkron. Get off my lawn with your hip-hop music and your girls shaking their money makers. I just want to hear about football, which I do not get on my TV because I stream everything and I cut all my cords. When they said cut cords, I want to make sure they didn't cut the wrong cord, if you know what I mean.
When Elvis was gyrating his hips, it was because he was seized by the devil.
Yes. Look, I think there's a realness to it. I've said this 100 times on Fox Sports Radio that if you wrote down the boxes for what it takes to be a great quarterback in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers would check every box. And I'm not sure there's a guy that you could actually say that about. Like Pat Mahomes is unbelievable, but there's an element to Pat Mahomes where he takes a lot of chances. He takes a lot of chances. And as much as Aaron Rodgers, you could be critical of in the McCarthy years getting out of the offense and freelancing, like the number one thing that leads to wins and losses in the NFL is turnovers, and no quarterback has ever been as productive and turned it over as little as Aaron Rodgers. He can run for a first down. He can move within the pocket. He's got his ball handling is underrated. Obviously, his accuracy, arm strength. He is a leader. He does have I think you heard Sammy Watkins. You never seen somebody carry himself like Aaron Rodgers. And he's an unbelievable player. And he's more talented than Tom Brady. Tom Brady's teams have won more. Some of that is the function of the organizations and the teams and the coaches he's played for. Some of that is that intangible quality that you can't really put your finger on, right? Of Brady, that he figures out a way to win, or he figures out, even that Green Bay game 2 years ago when they went and won in the playoffs. Brady was terrible in the second half. 3 interceptions in the second half. But because Brady got the ball, they took the kickoff, they marched down the field, they scored a touchdown, like he gave all of those guys confidence to play from ahead. But I do think that, Sammy Watkins, what's he going to say? And Davante Adams, what's he going to say? But I do think you hear enough guys like, dude, he's unbelievable. Unbelievable thrower of the football. A guy who challenges guys every day to work harder. Pretty remarkable player. And they have just come up short. Last year, first playoff game. Year before NFC Championship game. Year before NFC Championship game as well.